is the war within good or bad? There's going to be people all over the internet giving their opinions of like, it's amazing, or like, it's garbage, Blizzard's garbage. And so I want to give my opinion, because obviously that's what people are doing right now. They're giving their opinions, and I feel like I'm at a point where I can give a pretty solid opinion about what I've experienced. I have 2 level 80s now. I have level 76. I have done the main storyline. I have, you know, I've played the game. All right. I've done a good part of the game. So far, I think the War Within is a very solid expansion. So I know this always happens at the start of every expansion. I know some people are like, people are going to say it's so good for 2 weeks and then just wait. At the end of 2 weeks, they're going to hate it. The honeymoon period's over, right? That does happen, right? I thought you could go back and watch Shadowlands. I was like, dude, this is pretty fun. And then after a couple weeks, I was like, hold on. Maybe not. But I think what's so good about this expansion so far is there's a lot of quality of life things that don't even have to tie specifically into this expansion. So for example, having your reputation be tied into all of your alts. So if you're earning rep on your alt, you're earning rep on your entire account. And it's something it should have been a thing for so long, right? Right? And if you go back to Shadowlands, it was like every character had their own renown. It was rep, right? And so it was annoying, and it was just inconvenient, and it was very grindy. And now it's a great quality of life thing. So that alone is already making this expansion great, with things like that and war bands and being able to share, you know, profession stuff between characters and gear and stuff like that. And so just from that point of view, I'm like, hey, that's pretty good. So let's jump into the actual expansion stuff. So how about the zones? I was worried I wasn't going to like the zones that much because we were going underground, and I'm like, we're going to be in caves and all this stuff. But I've been pleasantly surprised by how much I've enjoyed the zones. So I think the Isle of Dorn is probably my favorite still. I think a bunch of people are picking Hallowfall as their favorite for good reason. I think Hallowfall is great. Gives me very, well, I should save it for the end. So then I think the Kobold area is one of my favorites, the one we're at right here with all the kobolds, and it's kind of like this jungle mountain, which I think is really cool. I love the concept of, I can't even think of the name of it right now. I love the zone so much that I don't know the name of it. Dude, am I... Then zones. The Ringing Deeps. Okay, there you go. The Ringing Deeps. And then I think Oz-Kahet is probably my least favorite one, but I still like it, right? It's just, it doesn't really vibe with me that much, but I still think it's a really cool zone, and I can see why people would like that one as well. So all 4 zones so far, I think are extremely solid. The music has been phenomenal. I've really enjoyed the music. I've said time and time again that I love that WoW provides very ambient music, and in some expansions it feels a little too much, but not this one. I think Dragonflight specifically, to me it felt a little over the top at times with the music. Shadowlands I thought was very over the top with music, even like some Draenor stuff, but I think BFA actually had amazing music, but it was BFA, so everyone's like, ah. But so far, I love the music in this expansion. I think it's the best music they've done since BFA. And so that's been fantastic. I think the pace of leveling has also been really good. Obviously, I have 2 80s, and I'm about to have a 3rd one pretty soon, but, you know, the options of being able to do dungeons, whether you do dungeons with other people, or you can do the follower dungeons. You can do delves, although delves, I haven't really done many for leveling purposes. Doing the quest is like extremely fast. I got to like 75 just from completing the Isle of Dorn. So, I mean, a lot of people are finishing the main storyline and just getting to 80 that way before they're even done with a whole bunch of the quests. So, they did just do the big thing where they're like nerfing leveling, but it doesn't even seem like it's that bad. I think they were mainly nerfing the fact that people were killing stuff in like 1 hit, and now it takes like 3 hits, and people are like, stupid Blizzard. It's like, okay. Although it did mess up the servers. The auction house doesn't work and people can't log in. So that's probably the worst part about it, to be honest. And then aside from that, other thing, I haven't PvP'd at all. The dungeons, I think, have been really solid. I've done all the dungeons numerous times on normal difficulty. I haven't done any heroics yet because I've just been... usually I'll quest for a bit, and then I do a dungeon or 2, and then I quest, and that's how I've been leveling my characters. I really like the one that feels like Scarlet Monastery. I think that one's really cool. It's like a light Scarlet Monastery, like the light and the darkness or whatever. So while when you go into the Scarlet Monastery, it's kind of dark and gloom, but this one's very bright and lit up, and so it's like the light and all that stuff. So it's a cool like contrast between the two, but it still has the Scarlet Monastery aesthetic. And then the spider one was okay. I kept falling through the webs because I'm bad at the game. And then the one with all the eagles and the storm eagles or whatever, the griffins. Listen, I'm primarily, I have horde brain, all right? And going through the rookery, that's what it's called. You can go through all this stuff. That one's actually pretty good. That one's pretty fast as well. It's like the first one you do, and then there's the one in the like cave with all the robot things, right? I forget what that one's called. And the guy's like, they're all over. Wow. So I don't know. Great explanation, I know, but there's all 4 of those, and I've done that. I haven't done the meatery or any of the cool ones. I don't know if they're cool or not. I haven't done them, but I haven't done those yet. But they seem cool. It's like the bees and mead, so we'll see. Pandaria vibes, right? As per the story, I think I'm not gonna lie, I didn't pay attention to the story. A lot of people are gonna be talking about the story. People are gonna make videos like, is the story good or bad? I am the last person to talk about the World of Warcraft story with. I'm the person who, I skip cutscenes in like every game I play. I don't really care about story when I'm playing a game unless I'm very much able to impact that story. For example, Baldur's Gate 3 I thought was phenomenal because there's so many ways you can impact the story and make it kind of your own thing. But in games like WoW, where you go down this linear path of like, Anduin needs your help, champion, I'm like, dude, I don't care. But what I do care about is the side quest, and the Kobold quests are phenomenal. Love the Kobold quest. You fight the Candle King, the Darkness. It was so good. I loved all those, and you know, it gave me Tuskar vibes from Dragonflight. I really love doing the Tuskar quest, and that's really what I love. It's the reason that I loved classic WoW questing as well, is because you're going out into the world and you're doing all these little hubs, and you're helping out all these the local people that live there, and they need your help. And that's the story that I love. I love, you know, making my own adventure by helping, even though it's kind of scripted because you're just doing quests to help them. But I don't know. I enjoy that more than like the main overarching story. Like I said on stream, they could have literally put in the patch notes, we've removed the main story from the game, and I'd be like, all right, whatever. Like, I don't need story, like a main story is what I'm saying. So I'm the last person to ask about that. There's plenty other people that know about lore. Noble knows about lore. You go ask Noble. And I mean, overall, it's just, I've been having a great time. And a lot of people in my chat have been saying, you know, I came back after years of not playing and I'm loving it. And so it seems that overall, everybody's having a great time. Now, will they still be having a great time in a couple of weeks? Maybe, maybe not. But I mean, if you ask me, if you get to play a game for a couple of weeks and have a great time with it, that's a pretty good game. If you played any other game and you were like, I had fun for 2 weeks, but then it stopped being fun, I'd be like, that's really good. You had a great time. So I think people, I mean, I'd say just enjoy it, right? Enjoy the new expansion, enjoy having fun. Everything's fresh and new. And I think another great thing is a lot of people are always like, oh, I want to try WoW, or I want to play this, but I don't like queuing dungeons with other people or stuff, right? But now they have follower dungeons, and let me tell you, follower dungeons are amazing. If I'm doing something and I have to go AFK, but I still want to level a bit, I'll just pop into a follower dungeon and like grind a bit in there and then stop and come back. There's a point in the Rookery where you're supposed to jump down, and I came back after 10 minutes and they're like, we gotta jump down, we gotta jump down, dude, we gotta go down, we gotta go down. He was saying that for like 8 minutes of the 10 minutes. I'm like, all right, I get it, we gotta jump down, I got you. And so I love that. And then the fact that if you're playing a class that you've never played before, right, and maybe you want to learn how to play it and you don't want to practice on a target dummy, you want to like get some, you know, experience and leveling while you're doing it, you just hop into a follower dungeon because like, who cares, right? You're like, I want to try a different spec, I want to try this class. You hop into a follower dungeon, nobody's yelling at you like, what are you doing, idiot, you're not DPSing correctly, right? So I just I love that they've added that in. And I mean, overall, like I said, I've been having a great time. I don't pay attention to the story. I'm just playing the core mechanics of the game, and it's been great. Outside, oh, the only other complaint I had was I wanted to make an earthen, and I can't yet, so that sucks, but whatever. So let me know what you think down in the comments section below. How are you enjoying the War Within? Are you loving it, hating it? Are you indifferent? Have you not played it? Whatever it might be, let me know in the comments section below. Also, Zygor, 20% off with code crendor. Thank you, Zygor, for sponsoring this video. And that's it. Let me know. Also, if you haven't seen the latest Pointless Top 10, it was Caves. Kind of ties in, correlates to the War Within. That's why we did Caves this week. And then here's another video. It might be a Pointless Top 10 or something else. So go check that one out. Yeah. Okay? Okay. See ya. The song that's been playing is like my favorite song from the War Within, by the way. It's like played on the beaches and stuff. I like it a lot.